and Matttheo d'Auvergne right in behind them as well on the charge to turn 1 here at Le Mans. There's going to be some really sensational battles to come, I'm sure. Plenty of great excitement on the march as everybody wants to claim a little bit more from each of these qualifying heats. Bertram Saxe, 5th position for the Danish driver on the Henze, and Gilles Ginet in the CRG in 6th on the grid. Rounding out the top 10, Kevin Lantinga, Hugo Lacroix, Oscar Gouchot, who picked up a win early this morning, and Louis Comines on the Alonso kart by Kart Republic. Fantastic stuff, as the competitors know just how tight and how tricky it's going to get as things continue to develop. Waiting to see how things will cope. Hopefully we'll have Gabriel Stilp down in the pit lane in just a few short moments with Guillaume Alvarez. He's not going to have a lot to talk about because the race very much went his own way without opposition for the latter stages of it. So very good work indeed from everybody, as we certainly got to see a great battle behind him. Van der Kirchhofer making up 11 places to P2. Stefan Servant making up 12 to go to 4th position, with Vivian Guillaumet in that mix as well. Let's cross over now down to the pit lane as Guillaume Alvarez is ready on the roving mic once again.
Welcome back, guys. Here with Gabriel Stilp, live from the Parc Fermé. Gabriel, well done to you. That's another win in the bag for you. Certainly, the pace is strong, the confidence as much so, I guess.
Yeah, I think the pace in qualifying was really good, but I think I got very lucky in that race. I think I'm just struggling a bit with pace now. So just trying to find the right setup for the next heat and the super heat before we go back on the new tyres, and hopefully I should be back to quality pace on when we get into the final. But just trying to bring it home sensibly now, because I've had a few scruffy heats.
Yeah, certainly, to say the least. What do you think is missing in terms of setup work to be even more performant?
I think we just need all-round grip on the rear, especially, just to help me have a bit more traction off the corner so I can get on the power a bit earlier would just be a bit helpful for me.
Yeah, talking about tyre behavior, you guys have 2 sets, one at least to keep for the final, I'm guessing. But what do you make of the way they behave so far? Because you guys have one more race and then the super heat tomorrow in what's supposed to be colder conditions.
Yes. That heat then, when obviously I saw I got that gap, I just slowly brought it home. Just trying not to put too much slide on the tyres and just grain them up, and so I can save them for the next heat and the super heat, so I don't have to put new tyres on.
Fantastic, that's the way to go. Thank you very much, Gabriel. Well done to you. 2 wins for Gabriel Stilp so far. One more qualifying heat for him to go before the super heat of tonight, and then the final phase. Thank you very much, Jake. Back over to you.
Great to hear from Gabriel Stilp in conversation with Guillaume Alvarez. Thank goodness he's using his own accent. I was hearing him try out a French accent earlier on this week, and that was the worst I've ever heard. And I've seen Jeff Dunham live in concert. Let's get Senior X30 underway one more time. Drama at the start of the X30 senior qualifying heat for Groups A versus E. We've got a breakdown already on the main straight. It looks like Harvey Roth for Tim Wilson Motorsport already in dire straits. We'll talk you through the rest of the grid positions though. Luca Leistera alongside Freddie Lloyd. Then it's Clovis Nougaraid and Matttheo d'Auvergne. Bertram Saxe and Gilles Ginet from Kevin Lantinga and Hugo Lacroix. Oscar Gouchot and Louis Comines. Then Sam van der Heijden and Vincent Castrovillari. Gali Sabil and Elio Gilter from Gabriel Benecchi and Enzo Poitel. Harvey Roth may not make the grid now, along with Andreas Devetsoglu, Francois Delatti and Kylian Madio, Mathis Barbe and Fahim Meziatou, Tony Kazugel and Gaetan de Brabander. Then Bailey Brooker and George Mile from Manolo Sendin and Ollie Rands. Louis Castellini, Alvin Chu, Isaac Marsh and Vito Roy. So just looking to see what the situation is. It looks as though it is game over indeed for Harvey Roth. Mechanical problems with the Tim Wilson Motorsport machine on the way to the start line, and it's game over for a very unhappy man indeed. Harvey Roth completely unable to get his race underway. He is absolutely furious as he walks down the pit straight here and goes back to the team awning. He will be so miserable as the race plays out without him. So Luca Leistra on the front row of the grid from Freddie Lloyd. 2 big talents in this field, and both of them have just a grand opportunity here to go for the IAME Eurocup senior X30 title, which comes, of course, with the golden ticket to the IAME Warriors final on the Catedrático Lucas Guerrero in Spain next month. It's going to be a tricky one as Lystra controls the field with Freddie Lloyd alongside him. They come off the turn, and we're going to go racing this time. Yes, we do, and it's a very tricky start as the top four have broken clear of the rest of the field. Down to the first turn, is everybody going to make it through? Just about, but there's a little bit of space to play with on the inside line as everybody hops through the hairpin. Lystra leads the way. Nugurade in second place, a very strong start too from Bertram Sacha, who's got through into third position in front of Freddie Lloyd, but Lloyd has got a little bit of support here from Kevin Lantinga on the crop promotion, so they're going to work their way through the first couple of corners in the first sector. Now they're going to go charging after the hairpin, and so far Clovis Nugurade is going to have some pressure from Sacha. Nice and early doors behind our leader Luca Lystra, but it's certainly a much more confident Lystra on the start of this one, who holds the line as they go down the back straight, and all of that little pressure cooker bandage has definitely turned into a lead for the Belgian. Luca Lystra in front of Clovis Nugurade, then in third it's Bertram Sacha in front of that man Freddie Lloyd and Kevin Lantinga, holding on in front of the 242 of Oscar Guscio. That man really is good at working his way through the pack.
Pas étonnant évidemment qu'Oscar Guscio soit occupé à nous faire des merveilles après sa victoire en 2024 dans la catégorie junior dans ce même événement de l'Eurocup. On va voir ce qu'il va pouvoir nous faire avec 3 places de gagner jusqu'en 6e position. Un tour de bouclé, un tour numéro 2 avec Luca Lystra. Vous l'avez dit, Jake, un bien meilleur début, bien meilleure entame de course qualificative que précédemment où il avait perdu pied lors de sa précédente confrontation face à Clovis Nugurade. Clovis Nugurade qui compte déjà une victoire de manche à son actif. Luca Lystra aimerait bien en faire de même évidemment, mais pour l'instant n'est pas parvenu encore à convertir l'essai depuis la pole position. Changement pour la première place. Clovis en route, pourquoi pas, vers une victoire numéro 2. Et c'est la première étape de rempli. Une partie du contrat en tête face à Lystra. Bertram Sacha au volant du châssis Enza Kart derrière. Nous avons la 4e place. Freddie Lloyd. Et derrière la bataille entre Oscar Guscio et Kevin Lantinga. Guscio qui prend l'avantage sur le pilote néerlandais. Bien joué de la part du français. Guscio en 5e position désormais, juste devant Lantinga. Nous avons toujours en 7e position Sam van der Eyden, Matthéo d'Auvergne qui suit au 8e rang. Louis Comines, l'ancien vainqueur de la IAME Series France, devrais-je dire, devant Gilles Jeannet en 10e place. Avec plusieurs trains distincts de pilotes dans ce peloton qui s'étend de plus en plus, comme vous pouvez le voir grâce à notre vision, notre vue panoramique et aérienne de ce karting du Mans. Avec bien la bataille qui prend un nouveau tournant un peu plus intéressant. Regardez, ils sont 5 dans la même image. Qui va pouvoir déboîter au freinage? Oh, ça vient de derrière, peut-être avec Freddie Lloyd. Non, il a tenté. Personne ne bronche pour l'instant, mais que c'est serré. Et à force, oh, ça passe à la corde pour Freddie Lloyd. Il y a même une légère touchette qui s'est perdue avec Bertram Sacha qui perd une position au profit de Kevin Lantinga et Oscar Guscio, semble-t-il. Guscio était le premier à passer. Effectivement, Sacha est désormais 5 avec Guscio 4 juste dans la route Freddie Lloyd.
So Oscar Guscio recognizes that he's going to be able to work with Freddie Lloyd with a premium karting machine that can definitely charge after the top two. Clovis Nugurade led the race, but only for a couple of 100 meters, as back through to the leaders come Luca Lystra. So Lystra ahead of Nugurade, Lloyd, and then Oscar Guscio from Sacha, Lantinga, Van der Heyden, Komin, D'Auvergne, and Gilles Jenny. So they will work very closely in communication, these two on the front end of the field, as Luca Lystra, the Belgian, holds on from Clovis Nugurade. He looks back, tries to see where the rest of the field are. Come on, work with me, don't overtake me, says Luca Lystra. Come on, Clovis, we can get away from the rest of the pack here. We can generate this gap and make sure that they don't get near us. And as they come onto the main straight again at Le Mans, yet more problems for Luca Lystra, because Clovis Nugurade is putting him under pressure down the main straight, but he doesn't have the drive to get away. One of the best circuits in the world for X30 racing, this place, because it doesn't matter how big a lead you can generate. If the kart is behind you by a couple of kart lengths, you are going to get caught inevitably. You've got to break a good 2 to 3 seconds clear if you want to win this race going away. Just ask Gabriel Stilp in the last one, but this man up front, Luca Lystra, has got nothing guaranteed here with Nugurade all over him.
Rien n'est encore fait en effet, puisque avec un peu moins de 6 minutes et un tour, eh bien, tout peut encore changer de main au niveau de la victoire. Luca Lystra et Clovis Nugurade qui roule en formation, comme on l'a vu précédemment. Rien ne sert de courir, il faut partir à point. Oscar Guscio sur Freddie Lloyd qui passe en 3e position. Guscio, bien joué de la part du pilote Dream Racing. Et bien à la contre-attaque du pilote britannique juste derrière. Bertram Sacha est proche également, va tenter de faire pareil. Ça ne suit pas pour l'instant. Alors que les deux leaders s'expliquent, eh bien, entre les trois poursuivants. C'est encore très chaud, avec juste derrière gare au retour potentiel de Sam van der Heyden. C'est lui là-bas qui se retrouve en 6e position, esselé, alors que Bertram Satch se glisse à la corde de Freddy Lloyd au virage numéro 3. Bertram Satch désormais en 4e position. Freddy Lloyd 5e avec une victoire perdue sur tapis vert précédemment, on le disait pour Freddy Lloyd qui a faim de revanche évidemment. Il compte un succès à son actif depuis vendredi. Il aimerait bien en compter 2 évidemment à égalité avec les actuels leaders que sont Marco Piccolo, Tuliska, Alson Mackie et Gabriel Stilp. Donc une belle dispersion de résultats entre les protagonistes attendus au tournant dans cette catégorie senior, avec le 305 là-bas qu'on voit à l'écran qui se défait de ses adversaires. C'est plus loin dans la hiérarchie. Il s'agit de Louis Comines justement en pleine bagarre avec François Dinati et qui laisse Jeannet dans la seconde partie du top 10. Et pour l'instant, Clovis Nougareid reste en observation. Sa mission pour l'instant, eh bien, c'est de rester le plus possible dans la roue de Luca Leistra en espérant que le pilote belge sera toujours en mesure de garder le rythme, ce qui n'est jamais chose facile évidemment, parce qu'au fur et à mesure des tours, les mécaniques, les énergies évidemment et les pilotes, malgré toute leur expérience et leur solidité physique, tendent un petit peu à s'émousser. C'est normal, la concentration a parfois tendance à jouer au yo-yo, et le tout, eh bien, c'est de garder la tête froide jusqu'au bout.
I'm afraid further back we've had the cardinal sin between teammates as Isaac Marsh and Tony Kazugel, both drivers for the Tim Wilson Motorsport operation, they have clattered into each other on the past lap, and it looks like we've had another incident there as well, and that is for Hugo Lacroix. So Hugo Lacroix has lost ground unfortunately, but look at Clovis Nougareid right in behind Luca Leistra as they come onto the main straight again. They're going to have a lot of pressure bubbling over from the drivers behind. Guscio, Saxa, Lloyd, Van der Heyden and Matteo Dauvergne. All 7 of them are within touch. The top 6 together. Dauvergne is trying to close up on them, but it's 2 by 2. Hurrah. We've got Leistra versus Nougareid, Guscio versus Saxa, Lloyd versus Van der Heyden. And all it takes is for the leading duo to start battling, and it becomes an absolute mess between these 6 drivers. You really want to stay focused on this one. If I'm Guscio and Bertram Saxa, I am not dueling with my man I'm battling with in the opposition. And if I'm Freddy Lloyd, I'm working with these two, because the second there's a move for the lead, if you have kept your wits about you and you're close enough to the duo up front, then the win is still for the taking.
En effet, rien n'est joué. Le tout, c'est la stratégie. Le tout, c'est l'appliquer convenablement, de rester concentré. Clovis Nougareid sous ses nouvelles couleurs Maranello Kart pour ce week-end, sous les couleurs du team NGC. Et le voilà qui se glisse en tête sans prévenir. Mais il sentait la menace évidemment. Le moment était compté. 2 minutes et un peu plus de 30 secondes et un tour avant le drapeau damier. Et c'est le moment choisi pour Nougareid pour débloquer la situation, aller chercher la première place provisoire évidemment, puisque Leistra est bel et bien dans sa roue. Est-ce que le pilote belge du team MCK va pouvoir éventuellement, ce qui n'est pas encore parvenu à faire jusqu'ici, bien rester sur le rythme pour éventuellement surprendre son adversaire et enfin chercher cette première victoire de manche. Et au moment où j'en parle, malheureusement, Oscar Gouchot est en train d'anéantir petit à petit ses espoirs de victoire et prend la 2e place dans le banking. Oscar Gouchot, le voilà désormais en 2e position, 7 places de remontée pour le pilote français, devant Luca Leistra, désormais 3. Alors que derrière, eh bien, Freddy Lloyd, Sam van der Heyden et Bertram Satch sont en pleine explication. Satch, pour l'instant, toujours devant Sam van der Heyden. Freddy Lloyd lui est passé devant. Le pilote britannique a placé de manière intéressante juste derrière Leistra. Pourrons-nous revoir un retour du pilote britannique, alors que derrière, eh bien, Van der Heyden vient de griller la politesse à Bertram Satch qui se retrouve en 6e position. Chaque tour et chaque virage, mon cher Jake, eh bien, ça bouge dans ce top 6.
Guscio and Lloyd fairly feel then that Luca Leistra is going to cost them some time, as Guscio makes the bid for second place in behind Clovis Nougareid once he took the lead. Now Lloyd is going to try and make the same move here on Luca Leistra. He dives for the inside line, nicely executed into 3rd position, and Bertram Saxa does exactly the same thing on Sam van der Heyden. Those two have been swapping places for the last lap or so, and they are still there together in 5th and 6th place, but now it's up to Lloyd to carry Leistra with him. Saxa in front of van der Heyden, and in 7th place, a long way back, Matteo Dauvergne is just trying to gain some ground after he lost out early doors. But Clovis Nougareid, with a minute to go, just under, going well here in front of Oscar Guscio and Freddy Lloyd. Luca Leistra looking hungry to move further up from his 4th position. He hasn't burned the tyres out completely yet. It's now going to come down to, in these last 2 laps or so, who's going to be smart on the tyres. But look at it, Clovis Nougareid. The lap times here are in the 53s. I don't think we've got 3 laps to go. I don't think we've actually got 3 laps to go rather than 2, because this is going to be a few seconds over the line that will be taken here. Up to the inside line, a little bit of a sniff from Leistra, doesn't make the overtaking move, but I think as they come across the line this time, we're not going to have 1 lap to go, we're just going to have 2.
Oui, en effet, puisqu'il reste un peu moins de 20 secondes jusqu'au au chrono, jusqu'à la fin du chrono, devrais-je dire. Est-ce que les 10 secondes restantes seront atténuées au moment du franchissement de la ligne droite de départ et d'arrivée? Non, on est reparti pour encore 2 tours, chers amis. Le chrono qui arrive à son terme maintenant tombe à 0. Ce qui signifie que nous sommes dans l'avant-dernier tour. Et donc encore une occasion éventuellement pour Oscar Gouchot d'aller titiller via son compatriote. La guerre des tricolores avec la bagarre toujours entre Luca Leistra et Freddy Lloyd. Leistra qui repasse en 3e position, qui a pris l'avantage sur le pilote Private Karting. Il y a 2 bagarres dans la même image pour la victoire et pour la 3e place. Qui l'emportera entre Nugared et Gouchot? Qui l'emportera entre Lloyd et Leistra? Avec derrière la surveillance de très très près de la part de Bertram Sachs et Sam van der Heyden. On pourrait éventuellement voir, et contact, vous le voyez dans le carré droit de l'image, entre l'un des pilotes Dream Racing et un autre au volant de châssis TB Kart. On va revenir là-dessus, je pense, c'est de Gali Chavil et Georges Mayel plus loin dans le classement. Mais en attendant, nous rentrons dans le dernier tour, chers amis. Dernière occasion, dernières opportunités pour renverser la vapeur entre Nugared et Gouchot. Leistra toujours 3, mais pour combien de temps?
So yellow flags into turn 1 because of the incident between Gali Sabil and George Mile. I mean, there's no overtaking in the first hairpin, but they could still line them up ready for the remaining corners of this final tour. And is this going to be a Clovis Nugared victory, or can Oscar Gouchot snatch a 2nd win in a row? He's going to try his best to work his way up the crest. There's a slow kart in front of them that I do believe is the S8 Racing of George Mayle. And now a big dive at the inside as Freddy Lloyd loses out to Bertram Saxa. They bang wheels. This could be a chance for Van der Heyden as he tags wheels with Bertram Saxa. The 2 of them get spat out of the queue. And so into the final couple of corners, Oscar Gouchot fancies his chances here as into the pits comes George Mayle. But is Gouchot going to get there? Not in time. It will be Clovis Nugared who gets the victory. A brilliant run from the Frenchman. Excellent racecraft. And Gouchot come through in 2nd place in front of Leistra, Freddy Lloyd and Matteo d'Auvergne, with Sam van der Heyden managing to recover in front of Francois Delati, Louis Comines, Mathis Barbe and Gilles Genie. So a very unhappy Bertram Saxa in that one. I'm not entirely sure whether he was able to come through and claim the finish of the race. I don't think he was. So Bertram Saxa very unhappy indeed to be out of this race in the closing stages of the lap, and he does not come through. So very tough stuff indeed then for Bertram Saxa to lose ground on the very last lap. So Clovis Nugared is the winner of that heat in front of Oscar Gouchot and Luca Leistra. Very tough racing indeed between the 2 Frenchmen and the Belgian. Then Freddy Lloyd, 4th position, ahead of Matteo d'Auvergne and Sam van der Heyden. Francois Delati, Louis Comines, Mathis Barbe and Gilles Genie in the top 10. In front of Kevin Lantinga and Gabriel Benecchi, Hugo Lacroix and Louis Castellini from Kylian Matteo and Vincent Castrovallari. Ollie Rands ahead of Elio Gilter, much better from the karting pro driver. Then 19th place for Manolo Sandin, who comes through in 19th in front of Vitor Roy, Gaetan de Brabande and Alvin Chu from Bailey Brooker, Andrea Stevensoglu, Fahim Miziatu, Isaac Marsh and Tony Kazugiel. Despite their collision, they did come home. And then the retirements, Bertram Saxa, Gali Sabil, George Mayle, and then Enzo Poitel and Harvey Roth, who didn't even get to start. But Clovis Nugared picking up an important victory with only 1 heat to go for each of our X30 senior drivers from this moment on. We have got to the busy section of the qualifying heats now. From this moment forward, every single driver in the weekend only gets 1 more shot of putting in a decent position in the qualifying for the super heats this evening. It's now or never.